What's going on, guys? JHoyt back with you today. Welcome back to some Call of Duty Black Ops 4, playing some domination on the map Nuketown. And oh my gosh, has it been absolutely a crazy couple of weeks here. So let's just start with one thing. So competitive Call of Duty obviously is very near and dear to my heart. And you know, I was gonna make a kind of predictions video of you know, what I thought the first part of the Pro League was going to entail, you know, predictions and, you know, what to look out for and, you know, all that fun stuff that, you know, comes with the hype of the new Pro League. But that's when I just got extremely busy, you know, real life stuff. I just haven't had time to make a video. So now that I actually have a time, I'm actually recording a couple today, and I already got one waiting, rendering out right now. And it's been crazy. So I do apologize about that, but we got a new one for you today. But I guess kind of let's talk about it a little bit. So kind of the big thing I wanted to talk about was obviously Optic Gaming, the team I follow and support and root for every single week that they play. Wow, what happened? So it was the day before the Pro League started or something like that, where all the guys were flying in and getting everything settled. Well, if you guys don't know, or I guess don't remember, Optic Gaming is comprised of 3 Americans and 2 Canadians, and obviously an American coach. But only, I should say, the 1 Canadian and Dashy still lives in Canada. So you have to get like a work visa or something to be able to come compete in North America, in the United States. So I'm not exactly sure how all of that works, and I'm not sure, you know, what process you have to go through to be able to do that. So I can't really speak from knowledge because I'm from the United States and I've always been here. But for whatever reason, he had visa issues, which means he couldn't start the Pro League with Optic Gaming. So the team of Scump, Crim6, TJ Haley, and Karma were forced to use their sub in Zuma. Now, don't get me wrong, Zuma is a very, very talented player. If you look at Optic, you have Scump and TJ Haley running SOGs most of the time. Then you have Karma, who's like a flex, who runs a SOG on like certain hills or certain control points or whatever. He switches it up a little bit. Then you have Crim6 and Dashy, who run, you know, Maddox, ICR. I guess sometimes Karma brings out the ICR. You know, Dashy's more of a kind of just a Maddox and snipes sometimes. So I mean, he's a big key piece of this team. Obviously, one of the main reasons they won CWL Vegas. So Optic was forced to start without Dashy, which sucked. But that's when Zuma comes in the picture. Now, like I said before, Zuma is a very, very talented player. However, you're putting Zuma, who is naturally an aggressive sub like Scump, in a position where he either has to run a Maddox, which he hasn't really done in this game, or you make TJ Haley or Scump switch to a Maddox. So it's kind of a very, very tough situation. Now, this is what I am not sure of. With the new Pro League, they implemented, obviously, you know, different rules for this year, and they allowed you to have a substitute. And most teams picked up a sub. Some teams had their coach be their sub. Other people picked up some random amateurs or, you know, pros that haven't been on main pro teams. Some teams even went to pick up other players and then move one of their players from their starting lineup to their bench or to their substitute role. So it's been a little nuts. But with Zuma and Optic Gaming, like I said, the role issue of obviously if you lose Scump or something, that would have worked perfectly because Zuma is that aggressive sub. Or if it was TJ Haley, I still think it would have worked out better than it has. But you lose a Maddox. And Maddoxes are a very crucial piece of your puzzle. But Zuma doesn't play a Maddox. Now, nothing against him. Like I said, he's still a great player. But this is what I'm not sure of. This is what I was getting at. The rules. Now, I'm not sure if you're allowed to have 2 subs on your roster or not. But if you can have 2 substitutes on your roster, I feel like it would be smart for every team to have 2. or have a consideration in mind of a second one. Because just say if you pick up a guy like Zuma and just say if one of your different guys, you know, goes or is unable to compete, such as Dashy, it doesn't really match that role. So if you could get a guy, just say like Parasite, who runs an AR, Maddox, ICR, it would be a little bit, you know, more where you're pretty much covered, to where some guys might have to switch around a little bit, but you know, you could still play and it wouldn't be as big of an issue, you know, as it has been. So, you know, I'm not sure of that rule, so I'll have to double check after the video what the rule actually is. But for the time being, I'm assuming you can only have one. Again, not sure if that's 100% correct or not. But let's just start with the first matchup for Optic. They faced against Midnight Esports, of course, the one team that goes perfect 6-0 on LAN in the Pro League qualifier. I know they looked really good. And Optic gets them first game with a sub. So it's kind of a double-edged sword for Midnight, to where if you beat Optic, which they ended up doing, they beat them 3-0. If you beat Optic, it's like, okay, but they were using a sub, right? So it's like, did you really beat them, though? But on the other hand, it's like, if you lose to them, then you're losing to Optic with a sub. So it's like, it's a tough situation for Midnight, because like, you beat Optic, but it wasn't their full team. But then if you lose to it, it's like you just lost to a team with a sub. So it's like, it's always a tough situation. But Midnight has looked, you know, incredible so far. I mean, we actually 2 matches into it. Optic then faced Evil Geniuses, or no, it was Evil. It was UYU in the Pro League as well. They went to a game 5 and went up 2-0, lost the control on the next hard point. And they came back, and I think it was either 6-0, 6-1 in the final search and destroy. But still, if that was Optic Gaming, the real Optic Gaming with Dashy, I feel like you know, the matchups would have went a little bit different. Maybe like a 3-1 versus Midnight, and probably just a 3-0 versus UYU. But it's tough. Obviously, you lose in your superstar. It's like the who was it? There was like Karma or Scump said it's like going to the Super Bowl without Tom Brady. And then it's like, yeah, that's how much impact one player has on your team. If you pull out any one of those players, it's going to screw up everything. Now, obviously, they picked up Zuma, who is obviously a different role than what player was kind of unable to play. So it's tough. But Optic Gaming resumes tonight versus Evil Geniuses. It'll be yesterday, I guess, for you guys. So you guys will already know the result before I do. But yeah, I mean, Optic are 1-1 right now. The 3-0 loss versus Midnight, and then the Game 5 win versus UYU. So I'm really excited. Still confident in the squad. It looks like Scump's running a Maddox tonight, so I guess we'll see how that works out. But if you guys did enjoy, hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button. And as always, guys, see you next time.